The historical novel The Man Who Laughs was written by the French writer Victor Marie Hugo in the 60s of the 19th century. This is one of his most famous novels. Hugo had been collecting the material on the history of England for several months before he started writing it. So the basis is the true-to-life history of England. The main character of the novel is Gwynplaine, whose face was made ugly in his childhood. Before he could reach the top position, he undergoes a terrible ordeal before he becomes a peer. Gwynplaine was seated in silence, with his head uncovered, between the two old peers, Lord Fiswold and Lord Arundel. Thus all was over. He was a peer. That pinnacle under the glory of which he had all his life seen his master Arsus bow himself down in a fear. That prodigious pinnacle was under his feet. He was in that place, so dark and yet so dazzling in England. All peak of the feudal mountain, looked up to for 6 centuries by Europe and by history. Terrible nimbus of a world of shadow, he had entered into the brightness of its glory, and his entrance was irrevocable. He was there, in his own sphere, seated on his throne, like the king on his. He was there, and nothing in the future could obliterate the fact. The royal crown was brother to his coronet. He was a peer of the throne. In the face of majesty, he was a peerage, less but like. Yesterday, what was he? A player. Today, what was he? A prince. Yesterday, nothing. Today, everything. It was a sudden confrontation of misery and power, meeting face to face and resolving themselves at once into the two halves of the conscience. Two spectres, adversity and prosperity, were taking possession of the same soul, and each drawing that soul towards itself. Oh, pathetic division of an intellect, of a will, of a brain, between two brothers who are enemies, the phantom of poverty and the phantom of wealth, Abel and Cain in the same man. The Man Who Laughs by Victor Marie Hugo.